Once upon a time, in the heart of the enchanted forest resided two distinctive creatures, as different as night and day, yet bound together in a unique bond of friendship. These two companions were none other than a swift and lively rabbit and a slow but determined turtle. The rabbit, known as Remy, was a bundle of pure energy, always hopping around, exploring new paths, and constantly on the move. His energetic nature contrasted sharply with the gentle, thoughtful demeanor of his friend. Tessa, the turtle, was slow and steady, never rushing, always taking her time and observing every little detail with her wise and discerning eyes. Yet, incredibly, it was this very difference in their nature that made their friendship so strong and unique. They lived together, learned from each other, and their bond remained unbroken, come rain or shine. This story is about the adventures of the two good friends, a swift and lively rabbit named Remy and a slow but determined turtle named Tessa. One sunny day, the animals in the forest gathered to organize a grand race. The forest was buzzing with a unique, energetic vibe. The trees seemed to sway in anticipation, and the river was sparkling, reflecting the bright countdown to the upcoming event. The birds twittered excitedly from the treetops, spreading the news to every nook and corner of the dense, vast forest. The wind whispered tales of past races, creating an atmosphere of cheerful competition. The foxes, rabbits, raccoons, and even the usually reclusive deer seemed to be buzzing with extraordinary vigor. The very air was charged with the thrill of the imminent race. Squirrels were chattering non-stop, speculating about the possible winners. Even the slow-paced tortoises had their eyes gleaming with uncharacteristic excitement. The forest, usually a tranquil sanctuary, was now a bustling hub of animated conversations and friendly rivalries. The excitement was palpable and all the forest creatures were eager to participate. The wise old owl, Oliver, announced a special competition, an exciting race that was to be the talk of the forest. The participants of this extraordinary event, our beloved animal companions Remy the rabbit and Tessa the turtle. Remy, an exuberant rabbit renowned throughout the wooded kingdom, was famed for his impressive speed and astonishing agility. Swift leaps and rapid bounds were the stuff of legends. He was a blur of white fur, a dazzling spectacle. Contrarily, Tessa, our patient turtle, was revered for her unwavering determination and steady, unyielding pace. A testament to tenacity, she pursued the finish line with relentless resolve. On the other hand, Tessa, the patient turtle, was admired for her determination and steady pace. The race commenced, making all hearts pound in unison, and right from the start, Remy managed to take the lead, zooming ahead with an indomitable spirit that left everyone in awe. The forest was filled with a multitude of different sounds, the rustling of leaves, the constant chirping of birds, and amidst that was the echo of hooves burying themselves into the earth, kicking up dust and setting the pace of the event. But what really dominated the air was a silence of anticipation. Would there be an upset, or would the clear champion win as expected? Tessa, however, was lagging far behind. Her breath was getting heavier as she felt the weight of the competition pressing down on her. Yet she was determined, her spirit flared brightly, stoked by the thought of catching up. But Remy was a formidable opponent, his speed and agility unmatched. Each stride he took lengthened the gap between them, making it look like a battle already decided. The forest animals cheered from the side, their voices a harmonious cacophony that filled the forest with an electrifying energy. Their expectations were clear as they watched their favorite sprinter outpace the competition. Each cheer, each clapping of the wings, each thumping of the paws was all for Remy, the one they expected to win easily. But as Remy was nearing the finish line, something unique caught his eye. In the midst of the excitement and adrenaline rush, Remy discovered an unexpected moment of tranquility. The setting sun painted the horizon in hues of orange and pink, while the wind rustled through the leaves, creating a symphony of nature. The finish line seemed secondary to the beauty that unfolded before him. He felt an odd sense of calm wash over him, a feeling that he found unfamiliar yet comforting. It was as if time had taken a pause, allowing him to soak in the serenity. As he approached the end, his confidence soared high. He was certain, without a shadow of a doubt, that victory was his. And in the midst of this certainty, an idea sparked in Remy's mind. A whimsical idea, but he decided to go ahead with it anyway. He was so confident of winning that he decided to take a little nap under a tree. While Remy was napping, a special event started to unfold in the wild itself. The bright sun was overhead, casting long shadows behind every creature that dared to brave the heat. The wind rustled through the leaves, creating a soothing symphony, a stark contrast to the competitive ambience of the wild. In this dramatic landscape, Tessa, a creature known for her determination and grit, was steadily moving, never once pausing to rest. The other animals, mesmerized by the spectacle, watched in sheer disbelief. Some of them, who had initially dismissed her as weak, had their jaws dropped. They were witnessing the impossible. Tessa wasn't just keeping pace with the notoriously quick Remy, she was overtaking him. How could this be? They rubbed their eyes, blinked and looked again, but the scene remained unchanged. The underdog was becoming the champion. The other animals couldn't believe their eyes as Tessa overtook Remy. Early in the morning, Remy woke up to find Tessa surprisingly near the finish line. His eyes widened, disbelief washing over him. He had been so confident, so sure of his victory, yet there she was. She was almost there, her muscular legs pumping, her breaths coming out in short, determined huffs. The cheer from the crowd rang in his ears as he realized his predicament. He had underestimated her, overlooked her potential, and now he was about to pay for it. With a surge of adrenaline coursing through his veins, he mustered all the energy he had left. Every fiber of his being shouted at him to move, to sprint, to catch up. He propelled himself forward, his feet hitting the ground with a determination that matched the beating of his heart. Yet, as much as he strained and pushed, it was still too late. The crowd erupted into cheers, their applause thunderous, their smiles wide. He watched as Tessa crossed the line, the triumphant look on her face a stark contrast to his own disappointment. The bitter taste of defeat settled on his tongue, a feeling he was unaccustomed to. And then, it was official. Tessa had won the race. And so began an important lesson for all the forest animals. They learned that being the quickest, the fastest, the most nimble was not the only path to success. It was a warm and clear day when Tessa, the turtle, a creature not typically associated with speed or agility, stepped up to the challenge. She was poised and ready despite the whispers and doubts from her peers. After all, her competitors were the fastest creatures in the forest, but Tessa was unperturbed. She demonstrated an admirable resolve, a relentless determination that left everyone in awe. Each step she took, slow and steady, echoed with perseverance. Even when the rest of the competitors were way ahead, she kept moving with an unwavering pace. Her actions weren't brash or hurried, but she was consistent. She never faltered, and that proved to be the turning point. The other animals watched, their initial scorn turning into respect and admiration. Tessa emerged victorious, teaching everyone present the value of determination and consistency. As the sun set over the enchanted forest, a truly magical sight unfolded before the eyes of all inhabitants. The forest, brimming with life, was buzzing with energy. The tall trees stood as if they were mighty guardians, their leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. It was a sight to behold, the tiny creatures adorning the forest floor, scampering around in joy and unity. The birds chirped in harmony, their melodious song echoing through the virgin wilderness. The river, a silvery ribbon of life, cascaded down the hills, its rhythmic gush adding to the symphony of the forest. The squirrel families were frolicking around their nests, their excitement palpable. The rabbits were hopping with joy, while the foxes, badgers, and the rest of the forest animals were engaged in friendly banter. Amidst all this stood the hero of the day, Tessa the turtle. Her unexpected victory had stirred the forest, leaving an impactful lesson for all. It was a day of immense celebration, a day that marked the victory of patience and perseverance over haste and impulsivity. The air was filled with a sense of shared triumph and inspiration. The animals celebrated the lesson learned from the unexpected victory of Tessa the turtle. Enjoyed the story? Stay tuned for more exciting adventures in the Enchanted Forest on the iVideo app.